And the
podcast
begins with a song of rebellion.
How can this
podcast
be my life?
CD burners.
Oh, look at you guys doing all the recording and everything yourselves.
How are you?
What skills don't you have?
What the hell is up? How the fuck are you?
I'm good.
Are you?
I am actually. The only thing that could make me feel better is if Timmy were right here for this whole interview, but
go see.
He's not ready. We just met.
Yeah, but he did hop on your lap.
He did pretty promptly.
Yeah, he's, like I said, he's a good dude. He's like really
Go
easy.
see, Timmy. Go see.
He will. Like, you know, like he might hop down and go pop up on there.
Okay.
He does it every once in a while.
He's a daddy's boy.
Yeah, he really is. It's really interesting because he is so friendly. Like he's like nature. Like he's a natural. Like he wants to be loving, and then something like makes him not. I like your shirt.
Thank you. It's sort of thematic, but
Oh yeah, I noticed the album art that you've been doing for your nostalgia project is all these like shapes over photos.
sure is.
Cool. It's very cool.
Good observation.
It's
Thank you.
awesome. I'm so stoked that you're doing that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. Actually, basically, like after my last record, Bathwater, I felt like a little bit burnt out because, as you guys both know, I've been releasing music since 2016 for this project, and 2 years before that, I was working on it. So it really started in 2014, and I ran nonstop for 10 years straight, like song after song, EPs, remix album, 2 albums in a row, and then I kind of hit a wall, and I was like, "What am I doing?" I kind of had the crisis thing that I'm sure we all know and love. And I was just like, I just need to connect with why I'm doing this, as cheesy as that may sound. And so I was just like sitting in my room and I was like, I love playing music. I love listening to music. And so I naturally just gravitated towards the songs that we all grew up with. And I started just playing them in my room on the electric guitar. I was also trying to become a better guitar player because I'm actually a pianist before I'm a guitarist. And I was like, what if I practiced a little bit and like actually elevated my skill set after all this time? It kind of like hit a point. And then, yeah, from that, I just started being like, oh, what if I record one of these? Oh, what if I put one on the internet? And then I was like, you know what? This has creeped in scope, and now I can't help it. It needs to become a whole thing.
I think
fun.
It sounds like legitimately the natural progression. And what's interesting is that I talk to a lot of producers and every day, all day, about everything, like music in general. And what a couple of them were saying yesterday in a big group chat is that they're like, this song that's like the number one song in like the electronic world literally sounds exactly like something from 10 years ago. It is the exact same song from 10 years ago.
Wait, what song is it?
It's the what the fuck. It's like a bass or tech house song. Now every artist is like making that sound, and it's like you're like, oh, this is new. It's not new. Like it's the same thing. And like they're like this 10-year cycle of things that become. So I would say you're right on time.
Oh, I thank you. I wasn't even trying to be on time. I actually just was like doing what I wanted.
Yeah. That's ultimately like, I think that's what people resonate with is like when we're not trying to fit in a box of something that we're supposed to fit in, or like people we think we're supposed to fit in.
This is going to be so good for our chat today.
Okay.
So
wait.
As you've been taking a look back.
We didn't even introduce.
Okay. Guys, welcome to the show, Luna Shadows. Luna has picked a great album. An album that really pushed pop punk to the mainstream and created one of the biggest stars of the 2000s. And I think probably for a lot of people, yourself included, I assume, since you picked this record, it changed who they are fundamentally. Tell us a little bit about the album you picked and why you chose it.
I chose Let Go by Avril Lavigne, our favorite rock chick. She's not a punk. She's just a rock chick. She likes to throw stuff, if you guys are familiar.
Yeah.
This album, I mean, I would say I don't have the words, but I'm about to have the words for an hour and a half.
Well, I gotta have the words.
You gotta have the words.
The pod.
No, I think TJ really teed it up perfectly. Like, this is such an influential album to me. It was just like, it changed the entire trajectory of my life. And even like earlier today, I was at the hairdresser. I had a bang trim, just so everyone can admire like that they're really perfect.
Like literally, I was about to take a shower.
Bangs like that.
I
think my bangs are like that.
I need
Are
to
they?
just
Yeah, kinda.
fucking.
You can't tell with the hat. Pretty close, dude.
Yeah, I have to just do that. I got out of the shower and I couldn't see, and I'm like,
yeah, you turn into that dog with
gotta
the
hit the
eyes.
groomer.
I was gonna just do that, but anyway.
Okay, so earlier today I was telling my hairdresser that I was coming on here to yap about this podcast, and she was like, "Oh, that's the first concert I ever went to."
Really?
Yeah, and I did go to the 2002 or 2003, whatever the year was of the first tour. So it rocked my entire world, and I know that I'm one of many. And I think that my mission statement here today is it's time to put some respect on Avril Lavigne's name. I feel like she does not get the credit she deserves. Maybe within like our niche pop punk emo night community, if you want to call it niche. You guys aren't niche anymore, right? But I just feel like she's undercredited in a specific way.
Why?
I think that the domino effect of Avril Lavigne is so big, and it's not, I don't feel like she's given the seriousness of it because she was a 16-year-old girl at the time that this came out. And I feel like it's kind of like when you walk through like the Museum of Modern Art and you're like, oh, like that's just an all blue painting. Like I could have done that. It's like, yeah, but you didn't. And she, to me, is the person that was like in the right place at the right time. And she was the messenger. And because of her, I mean, you can quote all of these artists. There's Paramore, came a few years later. Like undoubtedly, Hayley Williams has said she was influenced by them, by Avril rather. Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, even Taylor Swift. Like it echoes all the way to today. And I just feel like oftentimes Avril Lavigne comes up as a meme or like, I don't know.
I agree with you. No, I fully agree with you. And I think it's because that when this album came out, she was 16.
Yeah.
And I think people are like, I know what it was like to be 16. And how can I take anything that a 16-year-old does seriously?
Well, I'm going to play a little bit of a contrarian here, but not totally. Like I see how important Avril Lavigne is. But as I dove into this record, there were multiple decisions that were made to sort of make sure that she stayed in that role of like, I'm a teen punk skater girl. Like they made the conscious decision to market and target teenagers with her music. Like, and it was actually a big fight at the record label because they wanted the second single to be Breakaway. And then they were like, no, we need to do Sk8er Boi. And they're like, why? That sounds like a Disney Channel song. And they're like, we're doing it. It's for the kids. And I think, if she had done Breakaway, she could have been treated more like a Michelle Branch or like one of these like actual singer-songwriter people. But there was a conscious decision made by the team, the powers that be, that were like, we're going to target teens. And, for good or for bad, it catapulted her to stardom. It worked very well. But I do think, she kind of does get pigeonholed because of that decision early on in her career that she didn't necessarily agree with.
I was like, is this the first time that the term industry plant was like used? I was like, I was doing the research and like that came up, but it also like the things were dated from, recently. And I was like, was she the first one? And then I was like, where did it come from? Not saying that she is, but like,
she kind of was.
Right. But like what people perceive that, right? Like it's not. The term industry plant is believed. You guys ready? Mm-hmm. Originated on a hip hop message board in the early 2000s, gaining popularity after being used in a thread on the discussion forum Kanye to the in 2012.
I remember that site.
Which rappers such as Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, and Waka Flocka Flame were alleged to be industry plants. So it came from a Kanye message board.
What year was that?
It said early 2010s.
Oh, okay.
Early 2010s. So like, that's the thing. I don't know if the term existed then. And so the things I was reading about, it was like, she's an industry fan. I was like, this is written after that term because people didn't know what to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think this is a great conversation already. I think, okay. So to go back to what TJ was saying, like early on, Avril Lavigne, let's go back for the fans. Your assistant was like, oh, you're going to have to research for this podcast. And I was like, I do this for fun. This is not like, so I knew a lot about Let Go already because I grew up as one of these kids inspired by Avril Lavigne. And she's one of the people that made me want to become a singer and a songwriter. I remember having her CD, the physical CD and the liner notes. One of the things that comes to memory is that it was handwritten.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, the AC.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay. The liner notes were handwritten, which I remember at the time, there might have even been a discussion around it. Like she wrote it so that it would come across as authentic. And I remember she had misspelled some things and crossed it out. But going back to like the decision-making process here. So she was, from Canada, and she's from a small town, 5,000 people, right? And she had won competitions, local singing competitions. She opened for Shania Twain. She won $1,000 somewhere. She was definitely like, coming up just the same way that the rest of us were in the 90s, where we didn't have tons of internet access and we didn't have, all these modes to become cool and interesting. She was figuring herself out.
She was
as
just playing shit. Like she was like
playing.
going to coffee shops and like doing it,
up.
which like, I think she was doing it, right? Like she wasn't just like somebody saw her and was like, you.
No, until she had the opportunity to sing for L.A. Reid, who within apparently the lore is that in this 15-minute meeting, he was like, here's $1.25 million. You have a record deal, right? Which is how that worked at the time. So when we talk about the term like industry plant, it's like, yeah, but that's how all, artists at the time, like we didn't have Spotify. You couldn't just self-generate. You actually needed the support of a label to move forward. So I think it's like maybe a little bit unfair when, again, I'm team Avril. It's a little bit unfair when like, it's like, yeah, but every other artist at the time needed that support. But then let's get to where the decision started happening. She brought in System of a Down as a reference, and they're like, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be Faith Hill 2.0. And so she wrote these first two songs, Losing Grip and Unwanted, which are like the most like rockin' songs.
They're
on
like
the album.
Evanescence kind of.
Yeah. And the label was like, what?
Well,
you can't do this.
I have a question
to us.
really quick.
Yeah.
She worked with that fucking production
trio.
That's coming.
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
Okay, like, why do they treat themselves like, it feels like they treat themselves like gods, and they have like, I don't know, in the grand scheme of things, like it looks, I looked them up and they have like 7 Grammys or something, and like it's like
that.
which is like
no big deal.
Yeah, but then you look at like some of these other writers and they're like, yeah, it's like a
give me a
billion.
fucking break.
Yeah,
bro.
but it's not like as impressive as I feel like they make themselves seem, if that makes sense.
I think it's pretty impressive.
I don't
have any, so
I don't know. I just like, we're looking at like other artists that are like, yeah, I've got 20, 30, like fucking like Grammys. And I'm like, they're not like, we are the fucking best.
Why do you think that they say we're the best? Did you hear that somewhere?
I don't know. It feels like they're like suing.
They're called the
and
Matrix.
They're like suing. They're like, we're the Matrix. Like,
are they suing?
I didn't see that they were suing.
They tried to like fucking sue her for.
They did?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, I didn't
They
see
tried
this.
to sue her for like they're like, we wrote this thing, and like
Right.
it's like I don't know, for in comparison to like Max Martin and like all the other motherfuckers.
Hey,
like,
man.
Like it seems like they're like, I don't know.
They wrote some really, really good bangers, especially for Avril.
Yeah,
and
they
like
seem
I mean, she is credited as a writer on all of it. She got like a 25% stake on all of it. And
all I'm saying is they're giving douchebag.
Okay. Hold on. Let's back up. Let's back up.
I feel like
let's back up. So basically, she writes those two really rocking songs. That was not with the Matrix,
right.
And she was like, literally on Wikipedia, at least it says like her point of reference was like System of a Down, and then she brings it to her team that just signed her for like $1.2 million or $1.25 million in the wake of like Britney, Christina, all this stuff. It's already a big risk, and then she's like, here you go, and they're like, what? So then they said, you know what? Why don't you meet the Matrix? Why don't you meet this team? And then they came in and they're like, yeah, why don't we like, from what I understand, again, Wikipedia.
This is the podcast of misinformation. It's fine.
Look it up. I don't know. But like, then they were like, what if we try to integrate some of this pop country sound while including this edge, right? And so Lauren Christie, who's the main lyricist from the Matrix,
huge douchebag, right?
It literally sounds so corny to be like, look, it's me.
It's just what
what?
I know.
I think me and TJ are maybe.
I'm like, what if I went around and called myself like fucking
producers do that, dude? Like,
I get it.
Captain Cuts.
Yeah, this sounds like I get it.
You just don't like what
it was
they're called.
2002,
I think I just
the
don't
Matrix.
like it. Like it's like a personal thing where I'm like, I know that everybody else does this. I'm aware that like what they've done is amazing. Something about it rubs me the wrong way. Therefore,
look, this is a you problem.
It is a me problem. Like I guarantee, like they are so fucking good. They are good.
If they're watching, I'm a fan. I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm not a fan. I just like I
don't think you're a douchebag either. So. The songs are good and you can call yourself whatever you want.
Yeah. So, okay. So look, I have to get us back on track. Okay. So the Matrix comes in and they immediately.
Right.
They immediately write, can't even say their name. They come in and with Avril, they write Complicated. They write Sk8er Boi. They write I'm With You. And as TJ was saying earlier, there was opportunity. Apparently it was pushback from the label. Like they wanted to put out I'm With You, I think was actually the first one they wanted to release because that's actually my personal favorite. I get it. It's like the most serious musician, singer, songwriter, like you said, more Michelle Branch adjacent. But for whatever reason, it was made the decision was made to go with Complicated as the first single, which obviously was the right choice. But I do think my closing statement about like, not for the podcast, I'm going to be here a while, but just for this like introduction portion is like, I think that it takes a lot of guts for a 15 or 16-year-old child to be like, I don't care that I just got $1.2 million. Like, I actually do want this to be a rock project at a time when it was like, oh, like, I don't know, even as an adult, I'm like, sometimes it can be intimidating if somebody's funding your art to have the guts to stand up and be like, oh, so I think Avril like stood up for herself quite well.
I do too. I really do. I think
the Matrix never sued.
What did they do?
Are you fact checking?
Yeah. Avril did get sued by the 70s band, the Rubinos, because their song, I Want to Be Your Boyfriend, they alleged was too closely resembled her song Girlfriend.
Look up the Matrix, legal trouble.
I looked. The Matrix songwriters sue Avril.
Look up legal. Don't put the word sue.
Legal issues.
I love the live fact checking. This is more than most podcasts do, I will say. For the podcast of misinformation, you guys are getting the info.
A legal issue between the songwriting and production team, The Matrix, Avril Lavigne, involved a public dispute over songwriting credits for her 2002 album Let Go, though it did not result in a formal lawsuit.
Look, this just kind of sounds like the stuff though, like
sounds
obviously
like douchebag shit to me is what it sounds like.
But like, okay, I've worked with other artists, like even though I'm a songwriter myself, I've worked with other artists and like, I can see this being a scenario where it's like, she was a kid. She literally was a kid and like she brought her best. She stepped forward with her, I'm on a podcast. I can't remember. She put her best foot forward.
Yeah.
That's the one. And like, who knows what it was? I'm kind of like, it's that Shakespeare thing where it's like, was Shakespeare one person or I'm like, I don't care. I don't care because the outcome, like, I don't care if it was 98% The Matrix and 2% Avril. I don't care if it was 98% Avril, 2% The Matrix. Like the end result was like, to me, just this like, this firework.
I agree with you. Like I'm on the same page as you.
Are you guys fans? Do you guys like Avril? Okay.
I do. I do like Avril
You've
a
got
lot.
the remix.
I've done a couple.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Our last set that we did at Grave Rave that Morgan made was like, there was like 3 mixes.
There's
of
3.
Avril.
Yeah. I didn't do the full
Or
songs.
4.
There's 3.
You put in like a top line of Girlfriend on another one. There's like 3 that were standalone plus the top line of Girlfriend.
2 standalone.
All right.
3, 1 top line.
Testy today.
Total. Well, I just, even that
boys are
is like,
fighting.
even that. I'm not fighting.
Just
Like,
kidding.
I was just like, it's like, yeah, she was 15 or 16. And it's like, you do have all this other shit. Like, we don't need to be a fucking douchebag about it.
Well, like, how dumb were you at 15? I was dumb. Like,
yeah, but that means I'm saying I'm on Team Avril here.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I'm on Team Avril here.
I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like Avril Lavigne has been memeified to a point where it's like, show some respect. Okay. Because without that brick in the wall, it takes a long time to get, like, it takes a long time to build back what she really laid the foundation. That's my argument.
I agree. And I think that, like, I'm not arguing.
No, you're not
anything.
arguing. The internet might be, though.
I don't care what these fuckers say. I don't give a shit about what these guys say. My intuition is usually very dead on, but I never listened to this album in full ever. I never did. And I did when we were doing this thing. And it gives more Lilith Fair than I thought.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. I thought every song was going to be like rock. And, you know, I looked at when it was made and there is a lot, like, I remember I grew up in New York.
Samesies.
And I remember before I moved, it was like around this time, I think, but this was what was very popular on the radio, the Michelle Branches and the Liz Fairs and the like name another, you know, like that Natalie Imbruglia stuff, which I love her. Yeah. And this album was way more that than I thought.
That's the Matrix, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other producer was the Losing Grip track or Unwanted. So I think that is where they were figuring out, Avril included, like, the artistic identity of the project. And, like, I think that personally, I think that's what's cool about it. So I was in middle school when this came out. Let's frame this for a second. This album came out, I want to say 6 months after Britney Spears' self-titled album, something like that. 6 months to 10 months.
I do think it's really important to, like, give the context of, like, the world in this.
And it was 2002, which is a year after September 11th. I too grew up in New York. That was the worst day of my entire life. Like, it was, I mean, today's September 10th, tomorrow's September 11th, like, properly traumatized. I had, you know, friends whose parents did not come home, all that kind of stuff. It was like a really bad time. And I think the anxiety of the record label was like, no, we need to, like, have this escape. And I think that they didn't realize that there was a demand, especially for young girls. We needed an outlet for this terrible feeling, for the rage. And I think when I heard Losing Grip, the opening track, the one, Avril's favorite track, according to her, I was like, oh, we're in. And, like, there was Blink-182, there was Green Day, like, we were starting to have, you know, My Chemical Romance. It was all happening. And again, not, you know, I do think that it is important to say, like, she to me, it was the only woman I had ever seen, or at that time, a girl, she was a kid, occupying this space. And I was like, whoa, I'm allowed to be here? Crazy. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah, I think that is really important. And it, like, you know, I don't think that can come from TJ or myself, right? Like, it's like we had Blink. You know what I mean? I had Blink. And, like, I related to that, you know? And I think it's important to, like, give a viewpoint of somebody who really related to this. And it is important. She was, like, I mean, I think we throw around the term iconic, it's way too fucking, like, we are flagrant with that shit.
No, but she's an icon.
She is.
For sure.
She is iconic in so many ways. And, like, just for you, like, shaped the course of your life, like,
100%.
You know, like
I ran to buy a hair straightener. It was like a terrible time for wavy haired girls. We had to learn that shit fast.
Did you wear a tie to school?
I wore a tie to school. I got the only one I could find was like a white one with blue stripes, which is like not punk at all, but it's like what I had.
Just go to your dad's closet.
Pretty literally. And then like my brother, and then like, I was like, where do I find a skateboard? I was already playing like Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 2. Like that is a big part. I think it was Pro Skater 2 was 02 or it was 2 or 3 at that point. So like that is the frame around this. It's like I desperately wanted to fit into that scene already. And then here was the permission. Here was the invitation. And Avril was just like the coolest person I had ever seen. And I was a fan of Britney and Christina and the pop. I love that. I'm all about that scene. But this came at the right place at the right time. And I think culturally we received Avril Lavigne as a response to those things. But she's always said, I'm not the anti-Britney. I'm just me. And in early interviews, it's like, what does your music sound like? She'd be like, I sound like Avril Lavigne. So
yeah, I think I read this quote from one of her guitar players, and like her whole band or whatever had played in punk bands coming up. And he said like, it's not Avril's fault that like punk is so in right now, because it was having a moment. And I just want to elaborate a little bit more on like what you were saying. Like you said, oh, we had Blink and Green Day. Yeah, those were like the big ones that kind of broke down the walls. But this was this like second sort of like wave of mainstream punk where it was like Sum 41, Simple Plan, Good Charlotte, Avril Lavigne, you know, that like made it like more accessible. And, you know, the punk kids were like, what the hell is happening? Why is the mainstream like taking our aesthetic and like making it a thing? But then
grow up, get over it.
For a lot of kids who were younger and weren't like in fucking punk basements, this was our gateway to get into it. You know,
it's also a really fine example of the media lying to you. It's a really great.
What do you mean?
I mean, they were like, look at this pop punk girl. Look at this punk girl. And she's like, I'm not that.
Right. Like they put the frame on her. They kept.
It's a really great example of like a very like first vibrant thing for me being like, oh, they're just saying whatever they want and not listening to the thing that is true.
She agrees with you. In the interviews that she gave, at least at that time, she was very frustrated by the like being pushed into the box. And like, obviously you guys will have to air the clip where she says she's just a rock chick. She likes to throw stuff, you know. So she was pretty.
What clip Cam is going to choose.
She was pretty adamant. But look, I think. Okay, so speaking of what you were saying about that second kind of wave of this pop punk scene, so Avril took Simple Plan out on tour, and I know that because I went to that first tour, and Simple Plan played, and I went to go to the bathroom after their set with my mom or whatever. And they were out in the hall signing, like they were doing an impromptu meet and greet or something. And so I met them, and I remember Pierre was very nice to me, very friendly to me. I was like, you know, a preteen at that point.
Yeah, it's crazy. I wish Canada was a real place, dude. That is so. I wish it was real.
Is this a so Canadian conspiracy theory that year?
No, no. That's so fun. I didn't even put out that. I didn't even consider that.
Wait, is there more to the story?
Yeah,
or just
I don't know.
Just that you met Pierre?
I just went to go to the bathroom and I met Pierre and Simple Plan, and like that was just and I got a signed CD.
You like remember that forever.
I remember that forever. Yeah. It was, and then obviously she came on, and it was just like the craziest time of my life. And in fact, earlier that day, I remember, I don't really remember like specific days in middle school. I remember sitting in my English class, which was like 7th or 8th period, and be like, I gotta go. Like, I'm going to the concert later. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait. And we had longing back then. There's no longing now. Everything's just like,
I freaking long.
You long?
Oh yeah, I long.
No,
I long.
There's individial longing, but culturally we don't long. Like, you just go on Spotify.
Instant.
You could just go, Postmates. Yeah. It's not like.
Oh, I long.
What do you long for?
I'm waiting for an album to come out. I'm waiting, and I like stuff like that. Yeah. Like I long for like, and I also long for like memories. Like I'm like, oh,
nostalgia.
Like, yeah, not nostalgia, but like I longed for it to be like, dude, bro, I freaking long.
You know how to long. I long too, but we learned how to long. The kids now, they don't know how to long.
Yeah, it's got to be right now, and you got to like watch another somebody else play like Maze Runner while you're watching TV, and then it's
Longing is in.
Speaking of Canada, I read some like crazy fact that this was the best-selling album by a Canadian artist.
Really?
Yeah. Better
Including
than the Biebs.
And Alanis Morissette?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Which is my point. There's not enough respect shown to our queen.
I mean, just
I think it's also like back to the time is like, it was like a horny time for, it was like a horny time for pop.
Yeah, like Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, it was like it was
I'm a genie in a bottle, baby.
It was a horny time, right? And like, I don't think we saw, she wasn't like a horny female artist.
Yeah.
It was something for the girls that didn't want to be like horned up. They didn't want to be like, like it was. And I think that was really important because
the girls that didn't want to be horned up.
Well, I think like, okay, we've talked about Avril Lavigne.
Sexualized.
We've talked about like her music a lot, right? But we talked a little bit about like the hair straighteners, but like the camel pants, like, okay, today,
bro,
like
I wish I was Asian. I wished I was Asian because I have like kind of curly hair. I like wished that I had straight hair. I like wished I was like, damn. Asians have the best fucking hair. Anyway.
And you've got
just
a beautiful mop head.
Whatever the fuck.
Jewish curls.
Jewy. Yeah, they grow in like the thing.
Look, I thought you guys might appreciate that I dressed the part today.
Yeah, you look awesome.
This is a bit of an Avril.
Yeah.
She also was like maybe unintentionally a fashion icon. Do you guys know the story about her uniform?
No.
Okay. So there's this producer, Butch Walker.
Yeah.
Who was like an artist himself at the time. Okay. And I guess I saw a clip recently where he was talking and he said that he met Avril somewhere and his CD cover featured him wearing a white tank top, a striped like sock on his arm, very similar to her uniform. And she walked in and was like, oh, that's a really cool outfit. And like a week later filmed the complicated video and the stylist called him and was like, hey man, so sorry. She's wearing exactly what you're wearing on your album cover. And he was laughing about it. And he was like, it looked, much better on her. Yeah. But like, yeah, that uniform, like you said, I worked at the show, like the hair straightener, the thing, like that was skate culture adjacent to at the time, the camo pants, the baggy pants.
I was thinking
fashion
about like,
icon.
It's like about that. It's like it's so difficult. I'm happy you're focusing on like the art for your albums.
Can't help
because like I know that album cover. Like I know her album cover. Like for some reason I even knew like where it was shot.
I think you can see the street signs in it, right? Or no?
Yeah, but it's like I couldn't like in very rarely like in the past like 20 years can I be like, I know that album cover. I know what that looks like. I know like this was very like, you're right. It was very specific and like for fashion. Yeah. I mean, literally it is like still to this day and I think this is what you were kind of saying about this meme-ified thing. Cause I think emo gets the same fucking slap on it. It's like every fucking dumb publicist is like crying your eyes out, like slashing your wrist. Like, it's just like, okay, we get it, dude. Like, we get it. Like, that's what they push on the term emo. And I think that nothing is more fucking annoying when I have to be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, dude. It's like, what? Yeah. But like, she probably felt the same way about this whole fucking thing. She was like, yeah, okay, dude. But her like, the way that she dressed, like we just went to fucking Warped Tour. And I was like,
everyone there is probably dressed the same way that she was dressed in 2002.
It's, and that is like, what a fucking thing. I can't name another album cover where everybody is dressed like that. Like I just can't.
I don't know. I feel like I keep seeing like Y2K fashion coming back. I'm like, well, what is that? What does that get distilled down to? Like, obviously there are plenty of other influential artists from the time, but I just feel like people don't credit her enough or like, it's not like, again, like not necessarily our community, but like, yeah. And like what you were saying with emo in general, I think emo gets a bad rap. I think it also does tend to be the butt of a joke, but like, I'm a type of person, like I don't believe in the guilty pleasure. I just like enjoy music. I just enjoy art. I hate end of year lists. I hate ranking things. I really don't like music criticism, to be honest. Like I don't mind like a fun chat about stuff, but really like I don't find value in it. Maybe the way, like, I think we obviously need the right to do so, but me personally, I don't sit around and like, oh, I really want to read a review of this album right now. I'm like, I just want to.
I feel the same. It's so funny to like be a music show, like a show that like does albums, because we don't like rank them. It's
no,
like,
we're just chatting.
I'm just fucking talking about like, dude, we have done some albums on here that are fucking stinkers in my opinion. Like in my opinion, and they're other people's favorite albums. Like who am I to say? Right? Like I'm just saying what I think. It means nothing.
Yeah.
You know, rating it a number.
I agree. That's my view on art. Like I'm a person that wants to enjoy art. I love art. I'm an artist because I saw other people making it and wanted to do it. So I go into most artistic situations or like where I want to enjoy it. And I feel like a lot of people have the opposite, where they want to find things about it that they don't like. I don't know. Maybe that's just LA.
Bro, I love dubstep.
Well, going back to what you're saying about giving things a number, right? Like, I think it's pretty relevant, you know, when you look at like Pitchfork and how they constantly go back and they're like, oh yeah, we gave that album a 0 and it was actually a 10 out of 10 album. I think it's really hard to ingest art in the moment. And I think Avril is very much like a victim of that. I think the impact that Avril had on taking pop punk into the mainstream and the millions of other artists and lives that were changed because of Avril Lavigne's music, I think it was hard to take in 2002 when this came out. Like, I don't think it can't be fully realized in 2002, but looking back in 2025, you can be like, that was important. So that's why I think ranking albums like by a number, the year it comes out, a month after it comes out, it's fucking pointless, because a lot of art you can't really fully understand until years later.
I think you have just articulated the point maybe better than me. Almost definitely better than me.
He's good at that.
You really ingested it. Like, but that's kind of like earlier when you made a counter argument, you've kind of just made the point. Like, I think you've come around because you've made the point that I've been trying to make more successfully, which is like, we couldn't see at the time. And I think now I'm seeking for people to appreciate. And I think like you just gave this great overview and this great cultural context, but I don't think we could have seen at the time. But even take a song like Sk8er Boi, you know, sorry girl, but you missed out. Well, tough luck. That boy's mine now. And then, you know, how many years later, 5 years later, I never meant to brag, but I got him where I want him now. Misery business. Like, I'm just saying like, I can see the links. I can see the links.
It exists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like, again, if it wasn't Avril, maybe it would have had to be somebody else, but it was
Avril.
It was her.
Also,
and I'm like, I think we could have had a better choice.
Like I was talking in the office yesterday. We were doing this album. We know who this Sk8er Boi is.
Who?
You know who?
I don't know if I don't think we can
reveal the Sk8er Boi.
So this is, I don't. Wait, I don't know. It's not bad.
Is it? Hold on. It's not.
I think it's somebody that works at Crush.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. No, but like. Okay. I know this person.
I don't know if it's like a bad thing or not.
Just say it and then we'll bleep it out.
Well, it's
a friend of our friend.
Yeah, it's like a. Well, he was also a songwriter on a lot of her.
You're definitely, you're just there. I mean, this is like I don't know that I have no information that was about him, but this person that you're referring to, as a side note, is a huge part of the Avril Lavigne project.
Yeah. I was like, did she hit?
This, I have no information.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
But that's like,
I would assume
that's a controversial long-term like fan, you know, thing.
Yeah.
I have no confidence speaking on that, but I do know the person you're talking about was like a very big part, like fans like myself, like I knew who that person was.
Yeah, I think it's awesome to like,
and they were an awesome part of that story.
I think that's a cool thing. What a cool piece of history to just be like, I am the Sk8er Boi.
Yeah.
Like that is so
it's a good
sick.
flex.
It's the best flex. And
So
like
sick.
by no means like a fucking, you know, like I'll absolutely talk shit on this thing. I'm not like talking shit. I'm just like saying stuff. Also she's big enough to have a conspiracy theory around her.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Melissa conspiracy.
You have to be so massive for a conspiracy theory to exist.
Are there any emo night conspiracy theories?
Not that I know of. Maybe some fans have some conspiracies.
You guys got to get to work.
They don't talk to us about it.
Yeah, I wonder if there are any. Probably right.
There's probably just gossip.
Yeah. Tell us, shout out to the gossip in the chat.
Luna, what are your favorite tracks on this album?
Okay. I think I'm With You is probably my favorite. I think it's such a beautiful song. I also like once every 6 months we'll sing the bridge at home alone just to see if I can hit the note. Depends on the day. I will say she, even from very early on, would knock the key down for live shows because it's a challenging song to sing. I think that's an amazing song. I think it's an amazing demonstration of her vocals. I think the singles there's a reason, you know, they're so successful. So Complicated is an incredible pop song. It's just a perfect pop song. It has everything that I want. Lyrically, it's so punchy. It's just perfect. Obviously Sk8er Boi is a classic, but if we're going to go into like deep cuts, Losing Grip, which I believe is Avril's favorite. I'm listing the whole album.
I think that's awesome.
No, there's like 26 songs on here.
Losing Grip, which is like, kind of like the most rockin' one, which like, again, me being like, I think I was 12 years old, hearing that and like being like, oh my gosh, like this one's for me. And the rage that I feel as a 12-year-old girl who just got her period for the first time and can't straighten my hair as straight as Avril. Like that was like, yes. And then, I would say like of the B-sides, the penultimate song is called Too Much to Ask. This song doesn't get any credit. I think it's a great song. It's really pretty and it has some real teenage lyrics. It's like, there's one line, it's like, till you chose weed over me. That's so lame. And I'm like,
is there a song on this album that you would cover in your nostalgia project?
Oh my God. I'm so glad you asked. Okay. I was hoping you would ask. So my nostalgia project right now, the first volume 1, it's 4 songs and that's done. Volume 2, I'm working on right now. I have been talking about doing an Avril Lavigne song. I avoided it at first because honestly, Avril Lavigne, like her vocals are like, it's like, I covered like Jimmy Eat World and other stuff where I was like, even just putting a female voice on it, like automatically changes the tone. And this came up and I have had fans be like, are you going to choose an Avril song? I'm like, I really want to, but I'm so scared to mess it up. So my thoughts are, I don't want to do a single and I don't want to do a shouter. I want to make one like really slow and sad. Like it should have been on the Twilight soundtrack. So I do have a few in mind and it wouldn't be the singles.
Nice.
It'd be one of the B-sides.
Love that.
Go ahead. You're going to say something.
I'm not going to say anything.
Say it.
I'm not going to. I disagree. I think you should do one of the singles.
You think I should?
Yeah.
But I do. The nature of the project is it's like real bedroomy and like.
I know, but doing Complicated bedroomy is
like sad
baller shit.
I could be influenced.
Like to completely change the thing. I think that rocks.
You think I should just go with a single?
I think you should. But that is, look.
I have gotten that feedback, but I'm just like.
A lot.
There's a great production trio that you can work with. I've heard they're douchebags though.
Look, they might be the greatest people in the world.
They're the next guests. They're coming on here to defend
you
themselves.
Know what? We had Acceptance on here, and I was like,
We did the episode not knowing that we were going to have him as a guest, like the singer as a guest, and then he randomly emailed us and was like, "I'm going to be in town next week."
Well, I got you.
Perfect. We have our episode coming up.
You guys do shit talk a lot. Do you have this happen where you like shit talk somebody and they're on the podcast?
Yeah. All the time.
And then they get a chance to.
Well, I just like, it's not even shit talking. Like we said, it's just like my opinion, you know?
That's my opinion.
And like, I'm always happy to be wrong, you know? Not It doesn't happen a lot, but I am always happy to be like corrected and like, am I wrong? And like talk about it. Right.
Yeah.
And I can be swayed just like any other fucking, these dumbass like Rolling Stone giving something a 0 and then coming back like a few days at like 10 years, 20 years later and being like, actually, we were wrong. Like, I'm more than happy to do that.
Is there an album that you feel like you've been wrong about in the way that like TJ was saying, like history has been wrong to Avril?
Yes. Well, there have also been albums that like I didn't really listen to and
like Let Go. I mean,
I still have the same.
Yeah. Okay.
But there have been albums that we've listened to where I'm like, oh, this is great. How did this get skipped? Everything is influenced by this. Tons of times, but like with the Acceptance one, I was like, I kind of have a hard stance on this. Which one? Like
for me, I can think back on like all albums we've done. Like when we did the Wonder Years, I was like, how did I fucking miss this? This is so good.
I kind of missed that too. I actually have only caught up recently on the Wonder Years. It feels like kind of embarrassing to say
like I know the big ones. I know Came Out Swinging. I know Passing Through a Screen Door, but like the whole album's like he's such a good writer, just an incredible writer.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know anything but the singles, and boy, like I don't know what it is, but it was. You should listen to the whole album in full.
Yeah,
like they're fucking great. Anyway, but yeah, definitely like there have been stuff where I'm happy to be like
wrong about.
Yeah. And like if the Matrix comes on, like I'll be like,
you're gonna need 3 chairs for them because
they only want it. Well, the good thing they're an entity, and like it's just like so cornball.
I don't know. I think I don't know if they're still buddies or whatever. I know that the writer Lauren Christie, she's been on TikTok and stuff and talking. It's actually pretty cool. She's been talking about like
these clips.
She's gonna see these clips. It's like she has been talking about like the day that they wrote Sk8er Boi, the day they wrote I'm With You, and like how they sat at the piano. So like
apparently they have very different stories from Avril.
That's what I'm fucking saying, bro.
Well,
like that's all I'm saying is like
we don't know who it's.
Okay,
there's some.
I'm
shit.
hearing that you guys need to have both Avril and Lauren.
I would
on the
love
podcast.
to have.
We don't even need to be here.
Look, here's the fucking thing.
You can just hash it out.
I do a ton of shit that is corny and douchebaggy. No. Like I'm not saying that it's like I'm just calling a thing like that's the way that I feel. I can look at myself and be like, that is so fucking cringe. I'm doing it right now. This is the entire. I feel like this is cringe.
No, you're doing great.
But it's like, calling it fucking what it is.
So Luna, you recently have worked with somebody from a very popular current pop punk band, Chris from Hot Mulligan.
Let's go.
What do you think is the connective tissue from Let Go to modern pop punk?
I can confirm that Chris is an Avril fan because I keep bringing it up in the studio and he just gets right on board. Can you repeat that one more time?
When you're in a writing room with Chris, like how do you think Let Go has shaped modern pop punk?
I mean, okay. So we're collaborating right now on some new music for me, which has been amazing. First of all, shout out Chris.
Shout out Chris.
Chris is excellent as a person, also as a musician.
He's
like
so funny.
Truly hilarious, so talented. He's not great at accepting compliments. So when he sees this, he's probably gonna be like, oh,
so
stop.
Handsome too.
He's got it all.
Yeah.
He's got it all. But yeah, so like I sent him a playlist before we ever started working together and Avril was on that playlist. So it like directly even just answering the question. But then like he has a lot of Midwest emo influence, which is really exciting for me and my new project moving forward. I started off doing like a little bit more like indie, slightly electronic, and I've been moving into a space where I'm bringing more of my influences in, like emo and pop punk.
Does it feel like more natural and comfortable to do that, like where you're at right now?
It does. And you know what? It's not like I was ever faking it before. I just always do what I'm listening to at the time. And look, when I was making my early music, I was at emo night. So that's always been a big part of my thing. But now I've been like, wait, people don't know this. Like they kind of know, but I'm like trying to bring it in more overtly. And Chris hit me up on Instagram actually. And that's how we met. And so it's been really awesome because Chris brings in his like Midwest emo riff, which is so cool, by the way, to see it IRL. It's just like,
yeah,
it's just like,
thing.
I just sit there
Does
and
he
like,
tap?
oh yeah, dude, he taps.
He's a tapper?
He can tap. He can slide. You've just like, it's just so cool. I'm always taking BTS videos because I'm just like, this is so fun to watch. It's such a specific skill set that even if you're like in emo or pop punk, it's like, it's a very cool thing.
He's incredibly talented.
I texted him just to be like, hey, I was like, hey, you know, like, and when
Today?
people, no, just
He's just like annoying.
yeah, I was just like, hey, but like, look, if somebody, I was just like, album kicks ass, you know, like just to be, and he's like, I was like, that's all, you know what I mean? Like that's it. I don't want anything.
Yeah.
And
New Hot Mulligan album shreds.
It's,
by the way,
so fucking good. It's so good. It's like, I hope that in 10 years, you know, like people look back at that album and the way that they look at like what we talk about, you know?
Speaking of 10 years, I feel like we have known each other for just about 10 years.
More than that. It gotta be more than that.
I think it's
maybe 11.
more.
Yeah.
I think it's 11. Let's
We started Emo Night in 2014.
tell the viewers that I didn't know you guys, and I went to the very first emo night. I stood outside. I got ready, put my eyeliner on. I put my, I don't know, most emo outfit on, and I stood in line outside the shortstop, which the first one was, and I didn't get in, which I think is kind of cooler than
It's way cooler. It's way cooler.
So I didn't get into the first one. And then a few weeks later, I was at a random party somewhere and I met TJ, and I didn't know who he was. And I was like, hey, you know, what are you into? And he was like, oh, I do this thing called emo night. And I was like, I didn't get in last time. He's like, well, you should come to the next one. And so because I met TJ, I got into the next emo night. And then after that, what was that? 2015?
Must have been. Because we only had like one in 2014. I think it was like December. So it
Oh,
must
so
have been
that's
like
the one I didn't get into.
early 2015. Yeah, we did 2 at the shortstop and then we moved to the Echoplex.
So that's the time that I simultaneously started working on this project. And then you guys had started Rider Cry Collective. And, you know, then we just were like, should we make some stuff together? And you guys are really social media savvy. I learned a lot from you, and we teamed up for my early releases. I don't know if people know that who follow me.
I don't think so, but
I'm an emo
like,
night fan.
we did your first like music video together, which
right.
I think is fucking awesome. By the way, I still like think that is a good music video. I think, you know, doing like a first thing, you really throw your ass into it. And like, I think everything in that was really, really good and thought out and like thoughtful. Like I look at music videos now and there's like a visualizer. And I think we really were putting the time and effort into it.
Especially with no budget.
Yes. And working with.
So we achieved a lot, I think, early on. And I think, you know, creating stuff with people is a great way to get to know each other quickly. So I think that's why we've had a lasting friendship, even though you guys are so busy and years have gone by. We haven't seen each other in a really long time, but I'm always like rooting for you. And
catch us up on what's been happening with you. I know there was like some major moments, like you opening for MCR at the Forum. That's crazy.
Okay, that is a crazy story.
How did that happen? What was that like?
2022, I collaborated with this artist called Meg Myers. She's a really, really talented vocalist, artist, and writer. And she was opening for MCR at the Forum, which is, for any viewers who don't know what that is, it's an arena in LA, 18,000 people. And Meg asked if I would come sing our duet. And I was like, yes, I will be. I think I'm free that day.
Yeah, imagine saying no.
No.
You're like, I'm good.
No. So I'm super, super grateful to Meg for the opportunity. And it was just like so crazy because I showed up to the Forum and I was like, hey, like I'm opening. And they were like, this girl's, she's lying. Like they wouldn't let me in. They thought I was a fan lying, just trying to get into the MCR show or like, and it was like quite a process just to get into the arena because they didn't believe that I was opening. So it took like 20 minutes.
I can relate.
It took like 20 minutes to get in. And then I got in and I just like, I was so anxious. I had like left my clothes home, like my outfit for the show. Like that's where my headspace was at. It's like somebody ran and got it for me. Like it was a whole thing. Anyway, walking around backstage was like super surreal. There was like a sign like this, neon sign. It was like My Chemical Romance sign. Being backstage at the Forum was nuts. And then I got on stage and it was like one of these fever dreams where, I mean, you guys have put on some pretty big shows. I don't know if you've been in an arena environment or something that's like really big, but it's kind of like that nightmare where it wasn't a bad experience, but where you get on stage and like all of a sudden like the lights are off and it's quiet and like everyone's looking at you.
Oh yeah, and you have to do it.
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck? How did I get here?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when we walked out on stage at Coachella, I was like, oh, fuck.
That's right. You guys play Coachella. We've done some cool stuff.
Yeah.
We have done some cool
crazy
stuff.
shit.
Yeah, really like wild stuff. You keep at it. Fucking everybody just keep at it.
Keep going.
Dude, and I think it's really cool what you said about like, you're like, this is what I am doing now, because I think it's really like people want artists to be like, do the thing that I know you for, and they don't let artists change as people. And I think it's changing now, like people, because we move so fucking quickly. But like, I think it's more, like I said, I think this is the right time, right place for what you're doing.
Thanks. Yeah.
Like I made a fucking techno song.
Yeah.
Yesterday, it's like we can change, we can like different shit.
And it's funny because when I put out my earlier music, I felt like it was like a huge failure. Like, I don't know. It just like not, like when I put out my first album in 2021, it was during the pandemic, and I'm talking about like commercial success. I was just like, this didn't do what I hoped that it would do. And it's only been a few years. And now people are like, where can I get it? And it's like, it's sold out. And it's like that, again, that Avril effect of like the hindsight thing where like now people are like, no, play the first album. Like you guys like didn't even like this that much when I put it out. But like
when it was coming out, TJ and I were like, damn, we were like, this is fucking sick. This art is awesome. Like we were like, oh shit, this is fucking tight. Like I remember like specifically being like, this art's really great. This is all good, all really good shit.
Isn't it like kind of annoying though when, I don't know, like it happens to me when we like put out like merch and then it doesn't fucking move. And then like years later, they're like, hey, what happened to that shirt? I want that one. I'm like, why didn't you buy it fucking 5 years ago?
Can you guys tell me, because as the co-host of this, I can ask questions.
Yeah.
What's on the horizon for you? What's happening? Like emo night, there's so much. Every time I follow you guys, there's like 10 million events. Can I DJ again?
Yeah.
It's been like a long time.
Come on by.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Come to an Avalon one.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
Cool.
Would love to have you.
But yeah, what are you guys doing?
We got booked on a big tour next summer, which will be sick. That's announcing next week. We're trying to we've been doing these other parties called Grave Rave, which has been, a combo of EDM and emo, and it's been super fun. Like our bio used to say like not a band, not DJs.
Yeah.
We actually are DJs now.
It's
We're
actually
kind
true.
of a band. Like it's like
You are.
Dude, I like saw like every time I see DJs that like have they collab with each other, they're like my band. They call it their band. It's fucking sick.
You guys are, you're fighting it too much.
Yeah, no, we deleted that bio a long time ago. We're fully leaning into making it Grave Rave like an artist project now.
People can change.
And
people can change.
That's what's on the horizon for us.
Literally practice DJing
awesome.
like 45 minutes a day.
That's amazing.
And you're also just like in Ableton like 12 hours a day.
Yeah, because you send me demos, and for viewers at home, they're really good. Morgan's always like, oh, I just whipped up this little thing. I'm like, you could be the next Skrillex. I don't know. I don't know.
That is a hefty statement. That is not going to be true. There is going to never be anybody like him.
He's great.
It's so funny because I was talking to somebody, and then like, it is true. He kind of like ruined music by being too good. Like everybody's standards are, they kind of like fucked it up because he's so good, which I think is what an accomplishment.
Yeah.
To ruin music.
Yeah.
Because you're too good.
It's
so sick. It's awesome. I could talk about Skrillex for hours. We have to stop.
All right. If you like Avril Lavigne, what else would you like?
If you like
Luna Shadows.
Luna Shadows. Yeah. No, I think
really would.
I think so. Especially the music that I've been working on. So it's been me, on I'll say it's been me, it's been Chris from Hot Mulligan, Tom from Naked and Famous, and
Shout out,
Brad.
Tom.
Shout out Tom. Shout out Naked and Famous, who I am keys player of. I don't know if everybody knows that. Have been since 2017. And we're actually going out 3 weeks from now. We're going to be playing Formula One, F1 in Singapore, which is like pretty sick.
Can't spit on the ground.
No gum chewing, I think.
gum.
That's wild.
Yeah, kind of crazy. I've been to Turkey, which is technically part of Asia, but otherwise haven't been to Asia. I'm
Are they
very
paying
excited.
you like a shitload of money?
Dude,
Like, probably,
are you gonna
right?
get a hair transplant?
Like that's like crazy. You said Singapore and F1. That's got to be a good paycheck.
I don't know that I'm allowed to disclose the details of this, but I will say like
How much money are you
bands
getting?
in general, like this type of band, like we're trying to put on a really good show and like expenses are very high and stuff like that too. Like as I'm
For
sure is the case with like Grave Raves sometime. No, everything is
No, we
cheap.
show up with a fucking USB stick, dude.
It's so sick.
Being a DJ is way better.
It's so sick.
You
Not
guys are
having-
selling it.
It's not having an Ampeg bass cabinet is the best.
Like the CDJs are at the club. You literally just bring your fucking USB stick.
But does your production cost a lot of money?
I
like
mean,
do you
the
guys have
prior
the screens, the
visuals
things
and stuff? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
that
depends.
costs.
Like if we're like going into a nightclub, like
Bro.
that's already got it.
This is my
99.9% of the shows that we play already have screens.
Wait, so like if I came and DJ now, what do I just make a Spotify playlist and
You would
pretend
make
to
the
have skill
Spotify
set?
playlist and then we would put it on a USB stick for you.
I did learn how to use the CDJs a couple years ago, and it's really fun.
It's
Like I
super fun.
really
Super
enjoy
fun.
it. Do you guys actually?
At emo night, no. At emo
No,
night,
it's
we
kinda
are
a lot.
literally just like
You're hyping.
playing songs.
Yeah.
Sometimes we turn up the reverb and do like a little
Yeah.
bit of a transition here and there, but like we're not really mixing.
I've seen TJ get pretty funky with it, like with just those regular songs. But like the Grave Rave ones were like really doing it.
Do you guys enjoy it? I know that's like a funny question, but like, do you? I mean, it's been a long time. Like you said, you're basically like a band. So like, do you enjoy getting up on stage and like hyping the room, or because you're also introverted? Actually, I know you guys to be introverted personalities
I
outside of your artistic
had
identities.
so much fun at the last one we did. You know, it like I think it is like a natural progression to have the ebbs and flows of like doing the thing. And I remember the one before, I was like, fuck, we have to do this thing again. And then this one, I was like, hell yeah.
Emo night or Grave Rave?
Emo night.
Yeah.
Grave Rave is like my favorite thing in the entire world.
And also now you're doing stuff in advance, like your productions that you're doing.
Yeah, it's like, and we didn't do that before.
And what about you, TJ?
I mean, emo night is so fun because it's not like we started like theming the shows, and it's so much more than just the same thing every single month. Like we've somehow like figured out how to make like race car theme fit into the emo night universe, or like that's like a fun artistic challenge, and like that form of expression I think like really scratches that itch for me of like we get to create a unique experience every single time, and you know, have a lot of fun still doing it and like make ourselves laugh still. Like I think that's one of the main things that we try to keep in the front of our mind now is like, if it made us laugh, then it's probably the right thing to do.
Do you guys, after all these years, do you guys, me stirring the pot, like you guys work very closely together. Have you had to navigate a lot of challenges together and how you run emo night and things? Or are you on the same page all the time? Do you guys have to work through stuff like the two of you?
We're chill. Like,
you guys are chill?
Easy.
yeah.
Well,
it's
that's
like
awesome. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know I could leave and you guys could.
No, it's
No.
easy. Like if we get in an argument and a disagreement, like we talk it out and then it's fine. It's
Yeah.
literally like being in like we're married,
Yeah.
you know, it's like we are, and it's awesome. And the thing is like, sometimes I think if I don't agree with TJ or he doesn't agree with me, we have the same end goal.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, what is the best, like it's really easy now to be like, yeah, I'm not right about this. Let's do that thing. You know, even though I feel strongly, I'll make us fucking stink and like be annoying about it. But the end goal is something that we both want.
That's shared.
So it's like,
Yeah. And it goes the other way too. Well, but we just like fucking work through it. And I think the thing about it is like, we both know at the end of the day, like Morgan said, we have the same shared goal. So we can, I don't know, like we can talk to each other in a very real way that we know is like not going to end the friendship or the relationship. Like it's not going to go anywhere. Our foundation is very strong and we can literally like give each other shit back and forth all day and know that at the end of the day, like we're on the same team no matter what.
Yeah, literally. Like I'll never, it's funny. I never go to bed mad at TJ.
Oh,
like,
that's so beautiful.
I never go to bed. I'll like be annoyed during the day at some dumb shit. And then I never like, I'll talk to somebody like late at night and I'll be like, TJ is the best guy in the entire world. And it like flips instantly. Like every single time.
That's amazing. And I think that is an achievement because it's not easy to be in a band or a business relationship and like, still get to the end of it. I mean, also like straight up, you guys have been roommates. You guys have been on tour together. Even that kind of stuff is like, that can be difficult to navigate.
Now.
Yeah.
When we first started Emo Night, though, we were like, it was you, me, and Babs all in one room.
Dude, in some like
shout out Babs.
And like she's like a doctor now.
I know, she's so cool. She's genius.
Like a doctor or something. Yeah. We would get these fucking crazy Airbnbs because we didn't have any money.
Well, that was also when Airbnb was cheaper too.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm talking about it like it is like cheaper than a hotel. Now it's fucking crazy. But like, man, we got some wild Airbnbs and wild hotel rooms. There was a fucking hotel room in like, I forgot what city it was in with 3 beds in it. Like
Chicago.
Yeah, it was like a fucking apartment with like 3 king-sized beds and like one. It was really so funny.
You were just saying that and something that came to my mind, you were talking about your early days and our early days was my music video for Hallelujah, California that we did together. And Chris, when we made this mutual connection, Chris was like, oh yeah, I saw Morgan and I mentioned that I knew you. And he was like, oh yeah, she's the best. But, I did her early music videos and I lied about my level of experience, which I was like, yeah, I know. I don't care. Like, I just knew that Morgan was like this incredible creative energy. Like, that's fine. Like,
it's so funny.
I'm so glad that you wanted to do it. Like, I was just stoked that you would think it was worthy of lying about to get to do it.
I think that is the funniest thing in the entire world because we've done we have lied our way into being DJs. Is the thing.
I wouldn't say we lied.
Dude.
Well, you learned on the job. Yeah. Maybe a little bit.
We literally like played Coachella first. And then like 2 years later, we were like, we should probably learn how to do this.
We did.
When did you play Coachella?
2022.
We've done everything.
And then we went to DJ school at the beginning of 2024.
We've done everything. I feel like we might be it's such a unique artist in the way that we've done everything backwards.
To tie a nice bow on this, like Avril Lavigne, she had to learn on the job too. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anything wrong with learning on the job. I think that you can become the best. You have to do it that way. I think we've all
as long as
your version of that.
People that are teaching you are not douchebags,
Look, man. Shout out the Matrix.
Lauren, Chrissy, if you're watching, I'm a big fan. I love to write.
I think you guys write fucking bangers, and I don't think that you're douchebags.
I didn't say that they don't write bangers. Is the thing. They do write bangers. I just like the vibe. It's the vibe. I think your vibe is great. I'd love to squash the vibe.
He just has one-sided beef with you.
Yeah, that's wrong. I'm sure it's wrong, but I have it. I have to have some sort of bullshit,
Yeah.
All right. Luna, thank you so much for coming on the show. This was so fun. It was so good to see you.
Thank you guys. It is always an honor. And let's do some emo night hangs. I would like to DJ. I like to play too. That's another thing. Next year, I don't know, if you're still doing live music, but we should talk.
Upstairs in Bordeaux.
Oh, hello.
Maybe I'll send you a song maybe I'll do the music.
She wants to play her own music.
I know, but maybe I'll send you a fucking
what to DJ?
Yeah, like a bed of music for a song.
Oh, let's do it.
Just for fun.
Oh yeah, your music is good. I've seen your stages, all of it. What was the one called? The
Scouts.
No,
with 2 U's. Look it up on YouTube.
Fire guys. Fire guys.
Just fun stuff.
But no, thank you guys so much. Shout out Emo Night. Shout out CD Burners.
Shout out
Thank
Fire
you guys.
Guys.
Shout out Avril. I love you. I really do.
Shout out the Matrix.
Thank you for everything.
Shout out Miss Lavigne.
Lavigne.
Shout out Avril for real. Icon
Yeah.
shit.